From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for The Horse's Mouth. Here, Tommy Max, of course, at my bar where everyone has a chance to tell their story. This time around, we're talking ball with Coach Campo for Campo's Corner. Tim Driscoll, who's a huge Jag fan and NFL fan from the Jags Film Festival, joins us as well. This show brought to you by our friends at Dasher and the law offices of Terrell Hogan. Let's welcome in the panel. Coach Campo is here. How are you?
Hey, Tom, you're doing well.
I'm here if you need an idiot to talk down to. That's why I'm
Well, you're a huge Jag fan.
I'm a huge Jag fan, huge NFL fan. I've been watching it and passionate about it for a long time. Certainly not maybe as passionate as Coach Campo here, but I certainly love the sport and pay close attention to it. So,
all right, big news. Josh Allen gets a deal done. Were you surprised they got it done when they got it done?
No, I'm not. And to be honest with you, what they have done is they've created more cap space.
They have.
Mm-hmm. So that's a plus. And not only if they don't do anything more this year, that's one thing, but they start out really well next year with the cap.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
So to me, it gives them an opportunity to do something if something's available this year. It might be T. Higgins. It might be whoever it might be.
Yeah, Ayuka maybe,
Yeah, getting another target for Trevor Lawrence. I tell you, first of all, I'm very happy for Josh, his family.
Absolutely.
He deserves it. He had a great year. Yep. He's always been a good Jaguar. I mean, he's now the target's on his back. Now I'm going to hold him accountable. Like, you got to be more plays like you have been making. But they solidify that defensive line. And you often say it, Coach, you got to be good with your quarterback, and you got to be good at affecting the quarterback.
Absolutely.
And it looks like we've taken care of that, at least on that side of the line.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, with that guy, people get a little bit concerned that sometimes he might disappear a little bit.
Yeah.
He's playing against the best offensive lineman in every team he's playing against.
Yep.
And for him to get 17 and a half sacks, that's a heck of a season.
And a ton of pressures and hits and all that stuff.
One of the guys that made our defense back in the day with Dallas was Charles Haley.
Oh, yeah.
Charles Haley was a premier pass rusher.
Oh, yeah.
The best year he ever had was 16.
Wow.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is.
So if he can duplicate that, which I believe he can, because I think he's just going to get better and better, it's a great pick.
What if they took an edge at 17? Would you be okay with that? We still need another pass rusher.
Like Jared Verse, Latu,
or the kid at Latu out of UCLA. Man, he had one hell of a workout.
Listen, I'm for a big guy.
Yeah.
Still.
Either side.
Either side of the ball.
Gotcha.
If they get an offensive tackle that's good enough that maybe if they keep Cam, he goes inside.
Sure.
Or if they make the move, they make the move.
Right.
But in a defensive lineman, I'm all for it. I just think you win by what's going on up front.
You're gonna have a handful of offensive linemen right there at that first round pick at 17. Latham out of Bama.
Certainly,
who's massive. Mims out of Georgia.
Right.
Massive. Fautanu maybe out of Washington.
Fuanga. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Are you kidding me? Like
a lot of guys.
One of those guys would be a great addition to our offense.
But I take the second-rated offensive lineman over the third corner personally, just at that spot. 'Cause I know we've been mocked to a corner a lot of times, but the last one I think Kuiper picked us picking a third corner, Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
No smoke on him by any means, but I'd rather take the second best offensive lineman than the third best corner.
Right.
For me, for my study.
Speaking of corner, so the new coordinator, Ryan Nielsen, likes what? Press.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That kid, DeJean or
DeJean,
yeah. Man, he can play press.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kool-Aid McKinstry could be there too.
Yeah,
he could be there
McKinstry.
too.
And then, of course, the top two, Arnold and
Mitchell.
Quinn Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell.
I don't know if they'll be there. But
that's
you know your stuff, Tim.
Hey, man,
you got mock drafts?
There's a lot of mock drafts. I do it in all 7 rounds, man. I go deep,
Wow. So who got Jags taken in the second round?
So it probably kind of depends on who I'm going first. I mean, if I can get if Quinion or Arnold are there, I tend to go with them, the corner. Just because, like you said, with the press coverage. Yep. I like some guys deep in the defensive line. Like I like Roku out of Clemson. He's like 6'4". Yep. His RAS was really pretty high. Okay. I'm not going to be as well versed in terms of scheme fits because I'm not on that part as well, but I like his size, I like his athleticism, and he kind of fits what Balky has tended to do in the trenches before. These long, lengthy guys. So he was in San Francisco, and bring him an Armstead back. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've liked in the second is
what do you think they feel about Tyson Campbell? Because he had it. Look, he was coming on, and then last year I do think look, and I'm not an injury, so I don't like injuries as an excuse.
Right.
But when you tear or pull your hammy, unless it's fully healed, you'll never be able to open it up.
Absolutely.
You'll never be able to open up that stride. You'll never be full speed. Yeah. I think he fought through a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think he did, and I think he is going to be a good player. I don't know if he's ever going to be a great player, but I think he's a good, solid corner. If he's healthy, they've got a guy there that they want to make sure they keep for a number of years.
As a defensive back coach, I know it. Tim probably knows it. Tell us about press coverage, Coach. Why is it effective, and why would maybe a coordinator like Ryan Nielsen like it so much?
Well, first of all, everybody thinks he's a man guy, but in reality, he's not.
Right.
He runs what we ran for years, quarter coverage. Yeah. And in order to play quarter coverage, you have to be able to press the corners some. Back in the day, Kevin Smith and Larry Brown pressed
Cowboys,
John Taylor and Jerry Rice about 40 times in one of the NFC Championship games.
Wow.
But here's my thing about press. I think you have to be a better player to play off than you do as a press corner.
Yeah, sure.
That's, to me, when you got a press corner, if you teach them correctly, and he made this statement, he wants to be close but not beat deep.
Right.
Okay?
That's right. Nothing cheap, nothing deep.
Right. That's it. There you go. Yeah. You got the jargon down. If you teach your corner, we used to teach them what we call high for five.
Okay.
If you can force the guy to where you're up the field and you are over the top of him at 5, you're going to win most of the time, because when they're ready to run the short routes, you're under control.
Right.
When they run the deep routes, you're over the top of them.
So they throw back shoulder,
it becomes a soft press.
Gotcha.
And to me, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that you can find a guy that maybe doesn't have as much speed as the guys that have to play off. When you have to play off, you're going every direction. The receiver has every opportunity to do anything that he wants. So
you're right. It's like guarding someone in the open basketball.
Absolutely.
Like, trying to guard them all the way down the court. Right. It's really hard to.
You want that twitchiness guy who can change direction really quickly.
Absolutely.
Well, look, I know what I want as a corner. I want a physical corner that not only can play press, but he's the force on the run.
Well, they play cover 2 as well. I mean, and so they've got to be able to support the run and be physical with the receivers. So.
Which, by the way, so cover 2, right? What do you think of? You think of Tampa 2, right? You think of Monty Kim, you think of all that.
Yeah.
What about the the defensive tackle from Texas, the 3 technique, Byron
Murphy.
Yeah, thank you, Tim.
That's what I'm here for.
If he's sitting there?
Yeah, well, that's kind of when I say the defensive line.
You did.
The defensive line, to me, is all 4 of the guys, whoever they are.
Right.
And to me, I think they help themselves to not have to take somebody with Armstead.
Right.
That kind of gives you that guy inside. He's a little bit like
Calais.
Campbell. Right.
Let's get Josh next to him. A little one.
There you go. That's it.
See about
and if you start, and if you move, if you move Walker into Trayvon Walker in some, you can set up some situations.
Yeah.
When you look at what Nielsen did at Atlanta, he did it without great pass rushers, but he did it on 3rd down. On first and second down, they were just a normal football team, but they were able to move guys around and get them into position to help each other out in the pass rush. And that's what I'm hopeful he can do with this team.
No doubt. It's going to be an exciting time, man. Look, Trent Baalke gets a lot of grief out there. He's done a great offseason, in my opinion, so far. Let's see what happens with the draft.
Certainly,
All right, thanks for being here. Best of luck on
thanks for letting me be here. This is great.
Festival.
Appreciate it.
Best of luck with that, Coach. Always a pleasure, my man. Campo's Corner each and every week. We talk ball each and every week here. My favorite thing to talk about right here from Tommy Max on the horse's mouth. Until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. And know your ball, man. We'll see you right here on the horse's mouth. Cheers.
The coach should be going to bed at night thinking about the athlete and how they're going to help that athlete improve. They shouldn't be worrying about how am I going to quantify their improvement, or am I going to have to keep up with all this information? Those things that are kind of background to the coach focusing there on the athlete. And so what Dasher does is it takes all those side things away, allowing the coach to focus then on the athlete.